It's acres and move makers.
It's acres and move makers.
I deal with land flippers, acres and move makers, room shakers, big boys with huge paper, the newspapers. You can run but can't escape us. We winning with these flash green when they act racist. Success is so contagious. Let's go.
It's acres and move makers.
Welcome to Acres and Move Makers. My name is Ray.
My name is Jay.
And we are
the Acre Boys.
Today we want to do a follow-up video called Traits of Unsuccessful People to follow up on our video Traits of Successful People.
Now, again, when we're talking about unsuccessful people, everything we said in that last video is going to be in reverse, right? But let's walk through something, right? See, when you talk about traits of an unsuccessful person is not willing to learn. An unsuccessful person may think that they know it all already, right? When you talk about unsuccessful traits, right? And going back to a point in time in my life, I had unsuccessful traits, right? And thinking that I knew a lot, well, my results said something different, right? So when you talk about unsuccessful people as a whole, we walked through a couple of them. Some of them are know-it-alls. Other unsuccessful people refuse to study because they think they know everything. Unsuccessful people are not willing to pay for information in order to go ahead and get a fast track to where they're trying to go, right? Now, we talked about this in the previous video before, but I'm going to say it again. Listen, when it comes to getting to the point where you're excelling in life, period, I don't care if we're talking about spirituality, money, marriage, whatever the case may be. I believe, in my honest opinion, that in those areas, if you don't have the proof, everybody should be seeking some kind of coach, right? Because how else do you know that these things are even possible if you've never seen them, right? If we're talking about the areas of money, right? When you have to get involved with somebody who's seen past a certain point, right? Because if you coming from an unsuccessful place and thinking that somebody over there knows much more than you, they probably do know a lot more than you, and that's because they've learned or they've been passed down information that you're not privy to. Only a fool won't take the information and the guidance of someone who is actually at a place. So that's how I monitor all my decisions, right? When I'm going and I'm looking to invest in myself, as i.e., whether that be mentors, programs, whatever the case may be, I'm looking for somebody who has a result that I don't have. That's my number one thing that I'm looking for, because if they have a result that I don't have, it's a clear indicator to me that they know something that I don't know. Right. So being the fact that they know something that I don't know, I'm going to put myself around those people, even if it costs money to get around those people. Some people are so cheap that they don't want to do that. And for the people who don't want to invest in themselves, as far as talking about like from a standpoint of going and be around those people, I give you a cheap alternative option, which you get a lot of information from if you're willing to do it. And that's books. That could be your first mentor. You can correspond with people through those books that you can have real conversations with and get involved on their thought process and how they got to where they were supposed to be, right? So my major thing about unsuccessful people, they refuse, and I repeat, they refuse to actually learn and make change. Why? I just don't know. It's just a personality trait. However, if you stay that way, the odds are likely that you don't get much as far as not just money, spirituality, everything else. You have to put yourself in a position where you know you don't know and move on from there.
Oh, another one. I love this topic, and we can go on for days about it. So we're going to get straight to the point. Traits of unsuccessful people. I feel like I'm talking to somebody right here because we know about our culture all too well, right? In our culture, we have to make some dramatic changes. And it starts with our mindset, right? First of all, what are our goals? So many of us don't even set goals. So how can we hit the goal if we don't even have a goal that we're looking to accomplish, right? Some of us, we're so engulfed into the culture that that's what's leading the way for you, right? You don't even know your own stats, but you know the stats of what the culture is doing, i.e. basketball games, i.e. you know all that's going on with the Puffy case. Oh, you know what's going on with Cassie. You know what's going on with 50 Cent.
Read all the documents.
All the documents,
everything.
They had time to read a 75-page indictment, but they never read a book. They won't read 75 pages out of a book, but you read 75 pages of the Puffy indictment.
Entertainment.
So this is sad but true. We have to do a dramatic change, and I'm not acting like I'm beyond it, because at one point I was in that same mind frame.
Sure.
But it's a poor-minded person that doesn't look in the mirror and attempt to make a change. That's why they say most millionaires are created after the age of 40, because by then you're done with the BS.
Sure.
Oh, let's just be frank, you're done with the bullshit at the age of 40, or you should be, right? Like there was a song about the rapper Nas, old song. It was called "In My Second Childhood." These guys that's in their 40s and 50s still doing things like they're 18 and 21 years old. We have to grow, right? It's called evolution. You have to grow. You can't do the same thing that you did in your 20s and 30s in your 40s and 50s, because you're going to get the same thing that you got. It's common sense. I'm so sick of hearing about other people moving forward, doing things on a high level, and once again, we take the back burner. Even in this land space, we're last again, right? We have to stop chasing. We do realize that the culture that leads the way with us, right? We don't own it. That's the other. You don't own it, so you're being programmed by your own culture. Somebody else is programming you. That's why when you listen to the radio, it's called a radio program. When you watch TV, it's called a television program. When you tune into any radio station, it's called a frequency. So they are programming you to be on a certain frequency, and typically that frequency is a low vibration. When you wake up in the morning, and if you're going to listen to, and no disrespect to any of these artists, I'm not going to even call a name, but if you wake up in the morning and you listen to any of these songs on the radio, how are you supposed to have a productive day when that's what your mindset is programmed on early in the morning? How are you supposed to have a productive day? I'll ask the question now. Jay, what's the first thing you listen to when you wake up in the morning?
Affirmations.
Affirmations. To get the day set right. This is what I want to achieve for the day. So these are traits of unsuccessful people. Not being disciplined, not being consistent, not being motivated, looking outside of themselves for somebody else to get the job done for them. Look inside of yourself. Everything is 2024. Everything that you need is at the push of a button. You need motivation? They got 1 million motivational videos right on YouTube. You need to don't learn how to do it yourself. Jay called the other day. He said, "Yeah, I need to just add some windshield wiper in my car. We got BMWs. In everything they make hard to just do the simplest task." Right. He said, "I need to learn how to do it." I'm on YouTube looking it up. On YouTube, a whole broken down video of how to just put the fluid inside your car. Everything that you need is right at the push of a button.
For sure, that's a fact. And, as far as all of that's concerned, and that's why, the gatekeepers have been removed, y'all. There's no more excuses anymore. Everything is readily available for you to take advantage of. But the question is, can you become the kind of person that is willing to execute when you know something? Look at there's only one true barometer of everything to test how good you're doing. That's results. And if anybody's being honest, you'll know exactly where you are if you're being honest. And that's the traits of unsuccessful people.
And this is not just finances too. These are life goals. If you're not hitting your goals and moving the needle, then I declare you to be unsuccessful. Hit your goals. Have something laid out of what you want for yourself and want for your life. Don't be the same 10 years later as you was 10 years before. That means you're not progressing.
For sure.
You have to move the needle.
For sure. And everybody is born with specific skills and abilities. The only thing it takes a few to actually find out what those things are. You know what I mean? It's like self-discovery. It's like anything else. If we can spend a whole bunch of time watching TV, you can spend a whole bunch of time discovering who you really are as a person. A lot of people ask all the time, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And it's simpler than you think. What's the thing that's easy for you and harder for other people? That's probably what you need to be doing.
All right. Hope this resonated with somebody.
Sure.
As I stated, this one of these topics we can probably go on for the next 30, 40 minutes just compounding on this. But I hope this resonated with somebody. If it did, share this with somebody that you want to see be helped by some of the things that we mentioned in this. And drop your comments on what your thoughts is about this subject. We'll love to hear it. It's a loaded topic, so we'll love to hear what your comments are.
Sure.
So the next time, like,
comment, subscribe, all that, share, everything.
So you know the motto: invest in dirt.
It's the cleanest way to make money. Peace, y'all.